Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And
wow.
friendships.
That sounds good. Because all I've been seeing is those videos of you and Jamie collabing. Without me.
Oops. Well, if you weren't sleeping, you could have joined us.
That's okay, I love my sleep.
Usually I'm the sleeper, which is funny.
I think Ilya, as you'll see while we're talking, was very excited about this week that we're about to talk about. And because of that, he was releasing his inner child and waking up earlier.
It was like Christmas every day.
Exactly.
Because of so many games were played.
And so many friends.
So many friendships and games. Well, this week we're going to talk about our walacon. We are laughing again convention that we had with Foster the Meeple, Jeff and Jamie. Make sure to check them out. We'll link them down below. Mm-hmm. But we're going to talk about our experience and all the games that we played, all the fun that we've had, and the adventures and stories.
Exactly. Yep. One of the greatest things about board games is how it brings everybody together. And we were fortunate enough to meet Jeff and Jamie and honestly bond almost instantaneously. And we built a friendship over the last year and a bit, or just year actually.
Yeah. And then they came all the way over to Edmonton
to play a lot of games
and visit the largest mall in North America, which I don't think it is anymore, but I think it's still the largest in Canada.
Yeah, we looked it up. I can't remember.
I think the Mall of America is larger than the West Edmonton Mall, but it has a pirate ship in it, so. Well, before we get into the board games, let's talk about how the trip went overall and what are some of the non-board game things we did.
Well, we did kind of get into that already a little bit, but what did we miss? We went golfing.
We did.
That was a lot of fun. For those of you who do not know, I am a huge fan of golf. It was really nice to get everybody else out. I found out Jeff and Jamie also golf, so that was really nice. And yeah, that was another
We saw a movie.
We did.
We seen Nope, which was, I really liked it, but I would love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, we went to the West Edmonton Mall. We
dinner at dark.
Dining in the dark. Yeah. We ate blindfolded.
Yeah,
and it was very spooky.
That was one of those things where like I saw it being advertised, and I was like, "Hey Jeff, hey Jamie, we should try this because it's happening." And I wanted to do it just for the experience. I will say that I might not do it again. The food was good, but
they gave us 2 desserts by accident.
Yeah, and the experience was fantastic, but it's one of those things where now I can say that I've tried it, so.
I can maybe be convinced to do it one more time. We'll see how it goes. But we played a lot of board games.
We did.
We played 64 different games, 81 times.
All in the span of
10-ish days. 9 days, 10 days, somewhere around there.
Yeah, we played a lot.
So we had a hefty goal of playing more than 100, but we didn't quite get there. But 81 plays of 64 games.
And some of them were pretty heavy too, so.
Yep. We had some Kanban in there. We had some long 2-3 hour games.
Brand new games that none of us had ever
lots
played.
Of learning, lots of rule book reading. But what better way, I guess we'll first of all show you
this. This was the little poster we made. I hope it actually fits in frame. But because it's Walla, I decided to draw Wally. And then we put the names of the games we all played, and the winners?
The winners.
Winners are on the side of the game. But we all won here. It was all about having fun, and it was an absolute blast. Yeah.
Well, let's dive in and share our top 5 experiences, top 5 games. Yeah. Maybe top 10 overall, because we tried not to overlap, so we can tell you about 10 of the games.
Yes.
So basically, this is like the top 10 games of walacon.
Top 10 games of walacon.
According to Ilya and Tyler. Are they going to be similar to Jeff and Jamie's? Check out their video. Maybe they won't be.
Yeah.
Because we have different tastes.
This was also a really hard decision because a lot of the games that we did play were like newer games, or they were games that we all really liked and knew we wanted to play together.
Yes.
So, our collection, Sean, really shined. Sean, how do you say that? Shined.
Shine?
Shined?
Duh. No, Sean. Not Sean. Sean sounds like Sean.
Another English lesson for Tyler and Ilya.
Shine. shine bright like a diamond.
All right. Anyways, we'll start with our top 5. We'll just go back and forth in no particular order. Do you want to go first?
I sure do. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is Hadrian's Wall from Garfield Games. Yeah. I feel like it's been so long since I've played it. I think we played it like earlier, like maybe January, February.
Probably, yeah, like
it was this year.
After,
but yeah,
it was very shortly after Roll and Write Month.
No, it was this year.
Well, Roll and Write Month was in August, so
of last year.
Yeah. So like January-ish.
So like
that's early.
That's half a year later. Anyway, I forgot how much I loved it. And it was so fun to teach it, and it was so fun to play, because it's just one of those games where you're like, we're all going to do our own thing, and everyone's trying to work out their puzzle, everyone's trying to figure out where the workers go, what the best strategy is, and it actually led me to later diving into the solo campaign, finally. Yeah. So I'm on game 4 of the solo campaign, and I've been really liking it. So, yeah, Hadrian's Wall is a huge blast if you love crunchy roll and writes.
Yes.
Or flip and writes, I guess.
I concur. Mm-hmm. It is one of my favorite blank and writes, I guess. Yeah.
Blank and writes.
Well, we'll stick with Garfield Games then.
Okay.
I'll say my number 2. It's Wayfarers of the South Tigris. Tigris, yeah. I always say that wrong. But this is their newest game that they've come out with that just finished at Kickstarter. And it's basically this dice placement, worker placement, engine building game that I honestly... I'm really excited about, because this game, well, I'll say this again and again, but as most of you know, Paladins is my absolute favorite game.
What?
Yeah. And Wayfarers has like almost got there. So it makes me extremely excited about the rest of the this Kingdoms trilogy that's going to be happening, and it just makes me more and more happy to play the games that Garfield comes out with. So yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, and it's not out yet, so we had the prototype copy. Exactly. So it's so much fun to play at a full player count with Jeff and Jamie, because 4 is such a blast. But I can't wait for this game to come out, because I think people are gonna really love it.
Yes, yeah.
So
same. Yeah, that would be the one I would mention right away.
My next one is going to be Hidden Leaders.
Oh.
So we've actually haven't played our fulfilled version yet, because we had the prototype, and I love the game. But we have not played like the version we got from Kickstarter once it got fulfilled. So like, we have to play this game. It's so cool. And I just love the elements of like deduction, a little bit of social deduction, but then also like the card playing and the shifting of the icons. I think it's so clever. It's such a smart game, because basically you're just trying to win with your hidden leader, and by trying to sway the factions to be the way they need to be, and for you to have the most kind of influence within them as well. Yeah. So it's an absolute blast. I'm also very excited because there's a Kickstarter expansion that's coming out to Kickstarter that's going to add even more layers to it. So keep an eye out for that, because it's such a wonderful game, and I'm so glad because that's another one that like it's so much fun to play at like 4 and a higher player count.
Is it a 2-player game?
I think you can play it 2.
You can? Okay. Yeah. I thought it was like a 3+.
No, I think you can play it 2.
Yeah, it is. It's way better when you play with more people.
So that was a joy.
So the ties, the way that those work too, is like it really tosses like another spin into it, where you've got to like really pay attention to like what's going on your board, so you can potentially break that tie. But it's unfortunate.
And other players' boards, because then you can deduce to see, Tyler has a lot of blue cards over there. Could his leader be blue?
Yeah. Well, and that's what I mean. You have to be able to like strategically play your cards, because like the cards that don't match your color are really good for getting your objective. But sometimes it's not going to be worth it, because you're not going to be able to break the tie.
Or you can bluff.
Yeah.
Bluffing.
Exactly.
What about your next one?
We're going to stick with this whole like going with the same group of people, I guess. Okay. I'll talk about Almost Innocent.
Yeah. BFF Games again. Okay.
Well, this one's done by Colossal Games, right?
Colossal, I think in partnership with BFF.
Yeah. So this game is another social deduction game.
Not social deduction.
No, sorry. Yeah, it's
deduction.
It's actually just a logic puzzle. And essentially what you're doing is you're trying to prove the person to your left's innocent or right's innocent.
You have the clues to the person to your left, so you're trying to help the person to your right. Yes.
Yes, yeah. So you're trying to prove their innocence while also helping the other person prove that they're innocent. And then you're working through this like puzzle to try and figure it all out. It's this cute, cool little like cube grid that you've got to ask certain questions about, and then everybody gets information from the question that you ask, and then it moves to the next person, and then they get to ask a question, and you have like certain different scenarios that you have to run through, which are really, really fun. But at the essence of it all, it's a logic puzzle. And if you are familiar with, for example, like Search for Planet X, but that one's competitive. This one is cooperative. Yeah. And it's really exciting to see this one come together. It's a brain crunch. I find, for me at least, it helps to try and figure out everybody's scenarios, and that's the way I shine the best. But
we're all just sitting there quietly trying to figure out our own, and Tyler's like, I know what you have, and you have, and you have, and we're like, okay. But this one's also coming to Kickstarter on the 30th, so we played the prologue, which is 3 scenarios, but the real campaign will have actually 15, and it's a story that you follow with many modules. There's a lot of layers to it, and it's very replayable because you deal out the clues right away, so they can always be different, which makes it very exciting, and it's a mwah of a game.
So keep your eye out because we'll be doing some coverage on that on that game later down the road. So,
yes.
Yeah. But that is Almost Innocent.
Almost Innocent. Okay, the one I want to talk about next is The King of 12 from Lucky Duck Games. And this was one of those games that as soon as I read the rulebook, I was like, I can't wait to play this. I'm so excited, but it is one of those games that I think you can play it at 2, but it's another one that really shines at a higher player count.
Yes.
Because basically the whole premise is you're trying to score the most points by having the highest dice value, potentially. But there's so many layers of canceling out. So initially you roll your 12-sided dice, then you'll all play a card, which alters your dice in a way. So maybe it flips to the other side, increases it by a bit, or decreases or doubles it, etc., etc.
A bunch of different stuff.
But if you and somebody else have the same card that's played, they cancel out, and the effects don't happen. Then, once everything happens, if any of the dice have the same value, those dice cancel out. So there's so many layers of canceling out, and you basically want to be the last one standing. But it's so exciting because like when we played it with Jeff and Jamie, it was like every time it was just like, who's going to play this card? Should I play this card so other people can't play it? Like, what do you do?
Okay, so the important thing to know is that everybody's hands are exactly the same. So we all have the same 6 cards. So playing the same card is very, very likely.
So, and it was very edge of your seat moment every step of the way, and it was actually our first game that we played.
Yes.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I will say that I'm excited to play it again because there's like advanced cards.
Or just different cards.
Yeah. And they add a little bit more like dice interaction with other people. Whereas like a lot of the times you're trying to outdo yourself with with the starting recommended cards. By like manipulating your die or manipulating the way the game is won and things like that.
Yeah. What are your next one?
My next one that I'll talk about, because now we're breaking the mold
of the publishers.
I will talk about Ahoy.
Ahoy!
Ahoy! Ahoy! Is it there?
It is right there.
Yeah. So Ahoy is a new leader game that is coming out, or that is pre-order right now?
In the pre-order.
Yeah. And it's a game of seafaring and smuggling. And essentially what you're doing in this asymmetrical game is you're playing either a smuggler or one of the seafarers. And your job the 2 seafarers are very different. They've got the same like way that they go about maintaining like their objectives, but the way they keep control of the area is different. And then you have your smugglers, which you start to play when you're playing at 3 or 4, and those are really cool because what you're doing is you're basically smuggling goods to different places to try and collect as many sets as possible, while also like bidding on who's going to have control of the areas based on those seafarers. There's a bit of battle mechanics that go on here too that make it a lot of fun, and it's just like it's just a lot of fun to play. It's not like, I wouldn't compare it to Root, but it does have this feeling of you've got to like figure out your own strategy, and definitely need to play a couple more times to really like know what you should be doing during this game. But the exploratory game was a lot of fun, just like building up those sets and risking our bets, because I played a smuggler. I was like risking my bets, and I did like 50-50, and I think Jeff may have like gone all in on us, either Ilya or Jamie, and it ended up just being a lot of fun.
I'll say a contentious opinion. I like this one significantly more than Root.
Yeah, I don't think Root is your type of game, though.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But I like this one way more than Root. I think it was really easy to follow along the asymmetric powers, because, yeah, you're either doing area control, basically, or you're doing pick up and deliver.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy, and you can see how each of them influence each other. You build your own map. There's so many levels and variety in this game that really make it shine. And the art is also, like Kyle Farron always does, phenomenal art. Yes. And this one's no exception. It's just absolutely beautiful. I played the mollusks, so the little snail
the
people.
Mollusks.
And they were great. There's a lot of history behind the game too, like that you're trying to like discover, because the sharks used to kind of own a lot of the territory, and now the mollusks are rising up and trying to claim it again. So I would really recommend this game. It was a ton of fun, and I can't wait to play more.
Yes, exactly. That's Ahoy.
Now, going with, I guess, the theme of reaching behind my back, the next game I want to talk about is...
Well, we should have grabbed Almost Innocent then. Just kidding.
Oops. Well, Wildstyle is the one I want to talk about. This one's from Pandasaurus, and basically it's a real-time tagging game where you're an artist trying to tag the city. At first, I was a little bit iffy about this, because real-time is one of those mechanics that... I'm always very like, am I gonna like this? But I really like this.
Yep.
But not the first round. The first time we played it, I think I was just paralyzed, and I couldn't, because the whole premise of the game is you have 3 cards in your hand, and you can always
play a card
in various spots. But once you get a set of 3 in one of your spots, you can tag that specific location.
In the main board. Yeah.
In the main board, yeah. So in the beginning, because you start out with 6 tags, and I think I only played 2 or 3 tags, because I was just like trying to find the matches, and they were just not working, and I was like, everyone's moving and everyone's doing things. So I'm like, I don't know if this game's for me. But in the second round, I took a breath, I collected myself, and I dominated. And I placed all my tags, I placed them exactly the way I wanted to, and it was a lot of fun. And I think the more that we played this game, it was just like laughs. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of strategy too, because based on how you play your tags, you get more points. You can meet different conditions. You can also block your opponents, which is really fun, but maybe at your own expense. So I think if you are hesitant about real time, but are wanting to give a game a chance, I think this one definitely should be it, because it captures it really well, but also adds a lot of layers of like area control and other stuff that really make a game shine.
Yeah. And it's not like there's timers in these games or anything like that. There's 3 different piles that are set up, and like you are drawing from all of those piles and even the discard piles. But as soon as all 3 of the starting piles run out of cards, that's when the round is over. And I think that's really clever, because sometimes, like Ilya said, is you might not get out all your tags, but other times you will get out all your tags, and you can actually just like hang out for a bit. Yeah.
And that's Wildstyle.
All right, sticking with the pirate theme, not Wildstyle, but my Ahoy.
Oh, Ahoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The second game or I guess the 4th game I want to talk about is Dead Reckoning. Yeah. So it's this card crafting. Would you call it area control? Kind of.
A little bit,
you
have to get islands.
Yeah, well, it's mostly card crafting and just collecting treasures, and you get to collect them in this little like hidden treasure box. And at the end of the game, whoever has the most treasure in their chest and through various other means is going to end up being the winner of the game.
Victorious.
Yeah. But the cool thing about this game is you can start out as a merchant. And then work your way through all of these places, and then go into pirate mode. And you really get to go through these battle sequences, which is really important in this game. I think what's really cool about this game is that like it forces you into those situations where you do need to be battling, because battling is one of the easiest ways to collect your resources. Yeah. And like you don't have to be like piratey all the time. You can be a pirate and then stop being a pirate. The next
you'll
turn,
switch between them
switch,
quite significantly.
It's pretty easy to switch back and forth. And then there's also like a mechanism where like you can attack as a pirate but stay a merchant. And I think like that's really cool. And the off turns, you're able to like, while everybody else is doing their turns, you're able to do these actions, and you have to do these actions where you like upgrade your card from level 1 to level 2 to 3 to 4. And I think that's really cool because you have
just one action.
Well,
that's just
one,
do,
yeah. Yeah, but then you have to like think about which card it's going to be, and also because it has to be in your hand, it can't be the ones that you've discarded. Are you going to hold on to them? It's a lot of thought that goes into this game. It's just a really great theme, and I think the scoring goals, the way the game ends, it all just kind of comes together really smoothly. I just love the card craft as well, so it's a lot.
Yeah, I think this is like, if you really enjoy John D. Clare's games, this is like everything he's done basically in one.
Yeah. And that's not space. Well, actually, you know what?
Yeah, space. I think a little bit because you kind of can flip things around and upgrade, like, and make it a bit better. But I think it just has so many mechanics that flow so smoothly together. But at the heart of it all, you're on a ship trying to make your way as a pirate, or I guess not a pirate. But trying to get that treasure through resources, through different ways. And I think the coolest thing about it, for sure, is the way the battles work. Because you have little cubes, and you toss them down the ship.
They're like your cannonballs.
And sometimes you can be at a huge disadvantage. But with a lucky cannon shot...
Yeah, this is what I was thinking about space base. It's like it can still go your way even though you...
Yeah, it's kind of like the chance piece, yeah. But yeah, Dead Reckoning is great.
Yeah, love Dead Reckoning. Love it. And they're just on Kickstarter with their new sagas.
It just finished.
Yeah,
right. But I think there's a late pledge that you can access, so you can definitely check it out if this type of game interests you.
Yeah, exactly.
Now for my last one is Come Together. What? Come Together.
Right now.
So this is from Chili Fox Games, who's done Doodle Dash, which is more of a party game, than Riverside, which is a heavier roll and write, or kind of midweight, heavier roll and write. And this is a mid-heavy worker placement game. So I like that all their games are very different. Like, I feel like if you pick these up, you probably wouldn't even know that they were from the same publisher.
Yeah, I would definitely.
But you could, based on the high quality that these games produce to your table. So in this game, you are putting on a music festival. And what you're doing is you're essentially placing workers to get stage, to get camps, to get more people to come attend your concerts, to build up publicity, and you're trying to have the best summer festival out of your opponents. So there's so many different layers, but I think the coolest mechanism in this game is that when you place a worker, you don't actually get the action of that space until someone activates the whole row. Which is really interesting because that's like your publicity will grow based on how your publicity is. You'll score more points. Everything in this game is interconnected, but in such a way that is just so smooth. And it's just an absolute blast. I had such a fun time with this game. And I'm so happy we got to play it at 4 as well because we really got to see the game shine in that way. But it's a game I can't wait to keep playing because it was just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, you like basically get to keep all your meeples, and like at the end of each round or end of each phase, you have to make sure like you don't hit that limit. And I think that's a lot of fun because you can like plan ahead for the performers that are coming by, because each meeple is like specializes in, or
they love a certain type
of music,
rock, maybe country or psychedelic, who knows.
Exactly. So that's a lot of fun. And you do get partial actions though, right? Like
you get the action, you get the bonus of placing. Okay. So I don't think it's necessarily an action.
I was like, what? Hang
on. You get a bonus.
But all of that, like, it really comes together, feels really smooth, and you can get a lot of points. It feels like it's one of those games that definitely ramps up as you keep going as well, which is really nice to see because particularly when you're learning the game, it can like evolve into this learning experience that really expands it, and that's a lot of fun. And
thematically, it's so good. Lots to love that has come together.
Music. Last one. That's
last one.
We're done. We're done after this one. The last one I will talk about is not really an oldie, but it's a goodie. But it's not like new compared to the ones that I've at least mentioned, and it's Merchant's Cove.
Ooh.
Yeah. I really appreciate this game. There's so many different characters, and they're coming out with even more characters, which I'm really excited about. But you have so many opportunities to play the game so differently and to learn each character. That can also be like a detriment to the game because it is like there's just so many different layers to the game, and knowing how somebody else wins the game is really important. But at the same time,
sometimes.
Well, knowing how they score points is really good, and knowing how they function, sometimes it can help you in making some of your decisions. And I think that's really cool. So I've been able to play all of the characters now, except for the newest one that we just got, which was the one you played.
Yep, the innkeeper.
And the dragon one. I haven't, the dragon farmer. So this time around I got to play the captain, the explorer, I believe it is. And that was a lot of fun. So
basically in this game you're a merchant and you're creating items of some sort, and then you're all creating items in various asymmetric ways. Yeah. But you're all selling them the same way.
Exactly.
So I think that's what draws me to the game. Is again, it's an asymmetric game where everyone's playing really their own game. But at the end of it, all that really matters is what color of items do they have and what are they going to sell. Yeah. Because that's the influential, that kind of the crossover between everybody, which is why I really like it. But I played the innkeeper, and I really like the innkeeper. I got little beds, and then I give people sleep. Some people brawled. It was really fun.
Yeah, I think the innkeeper is really strong. I also like this game because of the time. So like the way that you take turns is every action takes a certain number of hours, and then you move your gear around the clock based on how many hours you take.
It's ticking.
Yeah. So you have to like efficiently use your time, and that's always fun.
Yeah. And that is
that's Merchant's Cove.
Merchant's Cove. So that's been our top 5, top 10 games from Walacon.
Walla. No, it's higher.
What did you think of our friend get together? What do you wish to tell Jeff and Jamie?
Oh, I'm so happy that they came. I really appreciated it. It was like a lot of fun to just hang out, only think about playing games. And yeah, of course, like as content creators, we tried to, well, at least Ilya managed to get in.
Hey, you got the campfire video in.
Yeah, I hopped in. But it's just like really refreshing to know that like there are like-minded people out there that enjoy doing the things that you do, and if you're really passionate about it and you spend enough time, you'll find people that are basically like family. And
that was very wholesome. I feel the same way, and I think it's also neat that I lost my train of thought.
Because I made him feel all the feels.
All the feels. No, I think it was just the whole wholesome experience and the whole joy. The reason we do this is to play the games.
Yeah.
So it was nice to come back to that and really to have fun, to laugh. I also did, I guess, a couple of other mentions too. Is we got to play Alice's Missing, which I've been really wanting to play in person because we played it digitally. So that was really cool. And there's a lot of other games that we got to return to, like Calico, like Cascadia, some of our favorite, Kanban, Eevee. So there's a lot of really exciting things, and I can't wait to visit them
in their new house. We're so very excited for them. So
in Nova Scotia, all the eastern provinces blur into one for me. Like they could all be Quebec.
No. I was born on the East Coast, and I am offended by that comment.
Ooh, let's announce the giveaway for our What's That Component Challenge.
This one?
Yeah, so we're giving away a copy of the Point Salad Eevee version. And we did the random draw, and the winner for this is... Congratulations.
So, if you are a lucky winner, make sure you contact us down below in the comments. We'll be reaching out to you via the...
emails or YouTube. Yeah. So we'll do one of the two. So we'll contact you first, but we'll get you to email us. But we'll link with you. We'll do the mix and mingling.
Exactly.
But congratulations, and thank you so much to everybody who entered our giveaway. Well, for our question of the day today...
what's the game that you've been enjoying the most over the last few weeks, couple months, whatever it might be, and why? Why is it your go-to game?
I think mine would be Hadrian's Wall, because I've been really digging the solo campaign lately.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm playing Legacy of You, which is another Garfield game that we'll talk about later. But we've been like solo gaming together, I guess.
Solo gaming together? Is it really solo gaming? Yes.
Yeah. So it's been kind of cute.
Yeah, let us know in the comments down below. We'd love to hear what you've been up to. And thank you so much for watching. You can hit that
like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and hit that bell notification because it helps you stay updated on when we release new videos.
And there's a lot of really exciting ones coming up because there's a lot of new games that we're really excited to talk about.
Yes.
So keep an eye out. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
And we will talk to you in the next one. Bye.
I'm happy with whatever game.
You're a liar.
I am not.
Jeff, what are you doing?
I'm trying to pick a game, and I've picked 5 games, and Ilya said poo-poo to all of them.
I said I like them, and he thinks it's a negative.
This was his reaction. Star Wars Villainous, I just picked that one after 4 other games, and he goes, oh, okay.
I said that's a good one. You said, oh, that's a good one.
What did you do? Oh, that's a good one.
Pick a game and I'll show you enthusiasm.
No, you're fake enthusiasm.
Lots
not
of
welcome
choices.
here. All right, too many bones.
Woo!
Did you buy it? Yeah, I know.